What absolute sadist designed this route? I can honestly say this is the worst I've ever felt in my life.
I'm not happy. It's 2 AM in the morning. I've just been woken by some very chatty English lads, one of whom was going through a divorce, probably because he talked too much. But they bumped up against my van, woke me up. I thought it was thieves initially trying to break in, so I was reaching for my negotiating mallet Timmy and my incredibly blinding 5,000 lumen head torch, and also my nightly pee bottle to confront them. But it turned out it was just some campers who'd taken a wrong turn.
The Steall Marathon is a 26-mile, 42-kilometre race in Scotland. It crosses the Mamors mountain range and traverses across the flanks of Ben Nevis. There's around 2,200 metres of elevation, that's about 7,200 foot. And I've been training for it for the last few months, and the 15 videos or so before this document all my major training runs leading up to this race.
And the very last mountain race that I ran was actually the Ring of Steall, the predecessor to this race, back in 2022, so it feels entirely appropriate that my first race back would be the successor of the last one I did. And welcome to one of the most important things I will do all day, which is apply lubrication to my skin. I'm using this stuff, it's called Trail Skin. I've used it all the way through training, and I've picked up 0 blisters during my training. Double layer anti-blister socks, again from Harrier. I find these combined with that Trail Skin work really well. And I just got to do the other one, get everything packed up, leave here, drive to Fort William, park in Fort William, and get the shuttle bus up to the Nevis Range.
There's supposed to be a shuttle bus from down here in Fort William, and I don't see any other runners so far, so this is not very encouraging. Find the bus. Bus number 2.
Thanks.
Well, survived the kit check, and now I'm going to try and get absolutely everything back into this.
This being a mountain race means that you need to literally be prepared for anything. The temperature fluctuations are going to be huge, potentially from around 10 degrees Celsius up to sub-zero wind chill on the summit. Okay, let's go through all my kit for the race. I've got my Harrier Exmore Pro waterproof jacket, I've got waterproof trousers, I've got a full-length merino base layer, and then I also have to carry an additional warm full-length layer that needs to be at least 300 grams in weight. I have a hat, I've got a light pair of gloves, then I've got my running shoes, got the Topo Athletic Pursuit, a pair of double layer anti-blister socks. I carry a spare tube of anti-chafe salve just to top up my feet if I feel they're starting to get sore, hot spots are developing. Running Rat is here, of course. He's my coach. He starts to talk to me when things start to get difficult or I've just been out for too long. Then I've got my race pack. I've got the Harrier 10-litre pack here. I've got my head torch, and then I've got my food and nutrition here. I'm carrying this bar of real meal. It's a 600 calorie meal. Don't expect I'll use that. It's really for emergencies only. And then I get 6 sticks of tailwind. I'll explain these in a second. Emergency bivvy with a whistle. Hopefully again I won't have to use that. I've got my phone, battery to top up my phone just in case. Not a requirement, but something I bring. And then I've got my hydration system here. So what I do is I carry I've got a water filter, and I'll keep fresh water in this, and then I've got a soft flask, and in this soft flask I will put 2 of these. 2 of these equals 400 calories, so I need to drink the full one of these every 2 hours. But what I do is, so I don't get a mouthful of super concentrated stuff, I'll take a sip from this and a sip from this, so I'm combining the concentrated and the fresh, and that way when I'm topping up, I just have to top this up every 2 hours rather than have to do both at the same time. Then I've got my shorts, and normally that would be it, but the cold weather kit has been activated because the forecast is not good. So I also have to carry, in addition to that, I have to carry an insulated top with a hood, minimum weight 300 grams, warm and waterproof gloves, and then a warm hat. So I've got a little merino beanie in there, and I combine that with a tube scarf, and then full length waterproof trousers. And then interestingly, you don't have to carry a first aid kit, but I always bring one anyway. Bringing a midge neck, because I have to stand around a bit in the morning, and you never know. Emergency toilet kit, again, that I hope I don't have to use. And my inhaler, because I have exercise-induced asthma, which is just amazing. Believe it or not, I managed to get all of that stuff to fit in this pack. I'm impressed by how much I could squeeze into that. That's me all set up, kit on. Got the jacket on. If it starts raining, pull this up, zip this up, tighten this, and I've got the hatches battened down. By the way, thanks very much to Harrier Trail Running, who have sponsored this video. And if you like the look of some of their kit and how it's performed in these conditions, well, I've got a little bit of discount code that you can use on their website.
My cold weather kit is compressed into this dry bag, which I'm then feeding down into the pack. There we go. Cold weather kit is in. Waterproof trousers in the top. That's me, registered, bag successfully repacked, and I'm now finally having some breakfast. It's a little blueberry soft bake thing. I never can eat early, so I've stuffed my pockets with these. There's a very long queue for the toilet down there, but there's a public toilet a 5-minute walk from the starting line, and nobody's at it. The first 6 miles of this are gonna take us from down here right up to those mountains. It's basically going to be a 1,000-meter climb. There's going to be a real mix of a race. There's going to be tight, narrow trails. There's going to be stuff that's probably approaching a grade 1 scramble. There's going to be almost ridges, steep descents. There's a whole section that's just a really long, nice trail run through a forest. It's going to be a real mix. I think it's always important to try and learn something new every day. Another YouTuber.
There we go.
The Random Runner. If you want to see a much faster vlog of this race, go watch his video.
People have said that by shaving the beard off then, will it increase my speed? And I can confirm that it doesn't.
Doesn't zero,
doesn't at
zero
all.
impact.
It just makes my chin a bit colder.
Today's strategy is quite simple. Start near the back, and then I actually have a chance of overtaking someone. I'm bumping into Emma here. Emma's running this very first mountain race.
Very first one, probably the last one too.
Strategy today.
Stay alive. It's a strategy.
It's a good strategy.
Nice and slow. Pick up in the halfway, second half.
Sprint finish.
Yeah.
Sprint finish. Start to rain. This really matters to me. And I've only realised how much it matters to me today because I've felt sick to my stomach the entire day, because it's been nearly 3 years since I almost stopped mountain running for good. It was kind of life, stress, work, a little bit of sickness, and a loss of motivation all kind of conspired together to stop me doing something that I used to love. So I suppose this race feels like, I was going to say a comeback, but I don't feel you can say you're having a comeback unless you were successful. Closer? No, that's not right earlier. That makes it sound like I had some kind of terrible accident, like a sheep ripped off my arm and I had to beat it to death with a soft flask full of rocks. Vengeance, vengeance. Vengeance is a great word. I like the sound of that, but I've seen enough John Wick movies to know that vengeance doesn't really solve anything and just makes things worse. Let's just call it a return. Yeah, that seems suitably mediocre. We are away. First mountain race in 3 years. It's raining already. This is Xavier. This is not only his first trail race, it's his first marathon. Why didn't you just start with the road?
I don't know, because I'm just Australian and I like adventure. I moved to Scotland, so he was pretty special out here.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between Scotland and Australia. Big spiders, warm weather, sharks, snakes everywhere. Here's Dave, here's Andy.
Hello.
That's all you're going to get from them. It's right about now. I wish I'd brought my Harrier poles with me, like these guys.
Game changer.
I got it, here we go. This is the old military road, right?
I hope so, yeah.
This is us onto the old military road, so a bit faster running. Woo. Look at Dom Jolly over here, taking phone calls.
Hello!
You FaceTiming up the mountain.
This guy's Stephen.
Hey, I'm up the mountain. I'm running a race.
Stephen's a YouTuber.
Stepped in a puddle. Whew. Starting to get cold. Wind's picked up, and there's a fine mist coming down from the mountains. Actually, yeah, fine mizzly rain. Probably gonna have to stick on the waterproofs pretty soon, but I've still got this much of a climb to do, so I'm putting it off for as long as possible. But I'm glad to be back. Scotland! I like a merino base layer for weather like this. It's nice, it's breathable, stays warm if you get wet. It's good for managing your temperature. This one is a Lumi one, and I've had it a couple of years. It's pretty good. Suddenly it's all worthwhile.
Woohoo! Good effort, guys, well done.
This is like the opposite of what my mum told me growing up. I'm literally taking sweets from a stranger. Thought we were going to get a nice clear summit. Clouds rolled in, the rain started. How you doing? Lovely day. How do you pronounce the name of this summit?
Stop cutting a can.
What he said. Thank you. The bigger climb is yet to come because can't quite see it way over there. Is Am Bodak, and that's going to be the highest point today. think it's about 1100 meters. I'm glad these are here. This bit is a bit of a maze. You're just picking your way along down the side of the mountain here. So there were two rocks talking to each other, and one of them said to the other, you know, I'm quite shy and anxious, I don't have a lot of confidence. And the other rock said to him, well, you should be a little bolder. So when I said I thought that was the last climb until we descend into Glen Nevis, turns out I was wrong. There's another climb. Right, I'm just going to put the camera away for this one. I'll see you at the top. Boop. Is this the downhill?
Yeah, so it's that 4 kilometres of it.
Not about 900 meters, 4 kilometers downhill.
Apparently it's good running.
Yeah.
That's what that guy said.
Down to the warm, comforting embrace of Glen Nevis.
Go back.
Well, we're 9 miles in, and I'm 3.5 hours in. Definitely puts me on track to get sub 9 hours, I think. Down we go, down we go. Dinna break your leg, 'cause if you break your leg, you'll nae be able to run down the mountain. Woo! So far, this descent has been the most hazardous part of the race. It's so slippy and it's quite steep, and very embarrassingly, somebody behind me slipped in. Oh, he's there. All right, look at the color of this weird green pond. My hydration and fueling strategy totally went out the window up there. There's just nowhere really to stop, so I feel like I might be a little bit dehydrated. I feel slightly woozy, so I've got my bottles all topped up, and we'll drink probably both these before I get to the bottom. Ooh, look at that. Right, well, they're looking at it, I'm gonna get ahead. Just gonna stop for a minute to admire this nice tree. Well done, tree. Well done. And surviving up here. Just caught sight of the elusive Glen Nevis waiting for us. This descent has been a nightmare. Oh. That's a weird door. Here's Donald and Andy. We're at 13.75 miles. Look, the sun is out, it's warm, I'm drying off. What a contrast. I'm making good time, over halfway, and 5 hours in. I still think I'm probably good to get sub 9 hours. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this camera away and you can enjoy some beautiful drone shots of Glen Nevis while I just jog this bit nice and slowly to get to the aid station.
Maybe one day you'll cross paths and you both got new purpose. And the life you used to live is left within that old apartment. Maybe nothing's said and done and your chest is set on fire. But I promise you there's nothing but a cold-hearted liar.
Trail down into the forest and getting close to that first aid station, and I'm less concerned about getting food, but I am getting a bit desperate for the toilet, just to be entirely blunt and honest. So I think I'll feel much better after that. Thanks. Well, I feel better after that. Buds. Nice. Dom Jolly's on the go again. This is us on to the tourist trail at Ben Nevis. Well, we're almost at it, otherwise known as the donkey track. Hello, donkey!
And this is where the fatigue really started to catch up with me, and the rest of the race was a real struggle.
That does not feel good. Stomach's starting to feel a bit squiffy. I was refueling my bottles back at the aid station there, and I had half a bottle of Tailwind that I downed in about 3 seconds, which I probably shouldn't have done. So now I feel slightly sick, and it doesn't help that the smell of fish chips and mushy peas is wafting over from over there.
Which hotel are you at?
I'm running the fumes. Well, I can say with some confidence that this is the worst I've felt in a very long time. And there's a slight satisfaction in that, because I feel horrendous, but I'm still moving, still plodding, gotta get it done. Thank you. And I'm going this way. It's the north face, and the wind has just really picked up. Woo! My legs are like... One final bit of uphill until we go down. I no longer have legs. I am walking on some wibbly wobbly twigs at this point. Oh, calm down, legs, you're drunk. Getting it done. This is what my shoes have been saying all day. Starting to get a little bit delirious. You might think that the North Face is called the North Face because it faces north, and you'd be right. Mountains, Gandalf! That's it. This marks the last climbing I'll do today. Just got to cross the river, and then it's downhill, 5 miles. Quite nice.
Doing great. Just follow these red flags up in the thing.
Yeah. I've got an hour and 9 minutes to get down if I want to beat 9-hour finish, so I gotta push, I'm gonna have to push.
Under your wing, everything is alright. Nothing ever will be quite the same. And I wouldn't say that it's been.
I was so sure that it was downhill all the way to the finish that I just ran flat out as hard as I could go, confident in the knowledge that I wouldn't have to go uphill again.
I thought I was done with uphill. This is not looking good for under 9 hours. What absolute sadist designed this route to have only 5 mile downhill, followed in the last, followed by a climb. There's supposed to be 2,200 meters of elevation in this race. It feels like a lot more than that. If this comes out at 2,200, I will batter, deep fry, and eat my hat with a side of haggis. There's more of it. You know what? Forget battering and deep frying my hat. I will find whatever absolute sadist added this last piece of sadistic misery fest to this race. Batter and deep fry them. That's a joke, by the way, just in case anybody thought it was serious. I don't actually intend to batter and deep fry a person, mainly because it's really difficult to get a deep fryer that's big enough. You better be going downhill. And they're going uphill! More uphill! Oh, why? There goes my hopes of a sub 9 hour finish. Gone. I can see the finish, I think. Last bit, let's go. And you know what that means.
kind of sum that up and say that was brutal, but it was also a lot of fun. Didn't get exactly the time I needed it, or wants it, but still pretty decent. Pretty pleased with that. And I'm gonna go and have a pizza.